With the 15th pick and with the 26th pick in the 2019 NFL Draft, the Washington Redskins select Dwayne Haskins, Montez Sweat.
Welcome all my fellow Redskin brethren and sistren. I am your man and resident Redskins fan, Lou. Thank you for joining me here, the Redskins Report. So, before I get to the main topic of discussion tonight, I had a question about a week ago or so, a fan asking me, hey, what compensatory picks did the Redskins, if any, get this offseason? And I'm like, hey, I don't know. They haven't released that information yet. It'll be a little bit closer towards the new league year. And voila, today the Redskins were informed that they would, in fact, receive a compensatory pick. And a rather good one at that, as the Redskins received a 4th round compensatory pick. So now the Redskins have a total of 7 picks going into the 2020 NFL Draft. So now they have 1 first round pick, no second round pick, 1 third round pick, 2 fourth round picks, a 5th, a 6th, and 2 7ths. So we'll see if the Redskins multiply those picks by trading back in the draft, possibly with the number 2 overall pick, or maybe a pick later on in the draft. Or will they pick up another pick by trading Trent Williams away? Will they package up some picks to move up in the draft after doing so? Will they stand pat? What will happen? We don't know. But as of right now, the Redskins improved their draft stock from 6 to 7 picks with the acquired compensatory pick in the 4th round. The 142nd pick overall in the draft now belongs to the Washington Redskins to go along with their other 4th round pick at 108. So with that being said, that's out of the way. Now the main topic of discussion I jumped on here to talk about was I wanted to pose a scenario to you guys and get your answer. I'm not going to give you my answer because I don't want to skew the results. I want you guys to tell me what you want to do. And I'm not saying that you don't have your own brain and you can't think, but I do think sometimes when I give my opinion, I can kind of sway you in a direction. If you were on the fence and I give my opinion, it can kind of sway you in a direction. I just want raw data from you guys. I want to know what you would rather do with the free agent money that we have available to us. And I want to word it a certain way, but I don't, because I know if I do, no one's going to pick that option. So I'm going to give you a scenario. So here's the scenario. So reportedly, about 72 hours ago or so, I heard and even read that Kendall Fuller is interested in coming back to the Washington Redskins. No surprise. He never wanted to leave in the first place. It wasn't his idea. It wasn't his goal to get out. And he was blindsided by the trade. That was a Bruce Allen rogue move to go and acquire Alex Smith and throw him in the deal to get the deal done. But no longer is Bruce Allen here. So it makes a ton of sense that he wouldn't mind coming back. And he's from this area. You know, he played his ball at Virginia Tech. So did his brother. And so it makes a lot of sense that he wouldn't mind coming back to D.C. That being said, he's interested in the Redskins. And the Redskins reportedly have mutual interest in him. So there's mutual interest between the parties. And so maybe something could get done there. That's good news. We all really liked Kendall Fuller when he was here. Thought he was starting to blossom as a football player. And so don't know what the Kendall Fuller in Kansas City looked like. At times, they even played him at safety. So I don't really know what we'll be getting back. If he's the same guy that left here or not. Is he better? Is he worse? We don't know. You can't go off of what you saw the last time he was here because he's either gotten better or worse as a football player. He did not stay the same, okay? Same thing with Bashaud Breeland. When he left here, he was damaged goods, but he was still a talented football player. I'd like to think he's gotten closer back to the year 1 rookie season Bashaud Breeland that we were so amped about than the guy that we saw leave after his 4th and final year of his rookie deal. That being said, we don't really know. All right. But at the end of the day, here's the scenario I want to pose to you. Would you rather, and the Redskins have reportedly been tied to a couple of names in free agency, high profile names, that is. Austin Hooper at the tight end position and James Bradbury at the cornerback position. And both of those are really good players. And here's the key. They're both extremely young, okay? Young, going into the prime of their careers. So right now, Austin Hooper projected amount that he would get in free agency. Right now, his projected amount, all right, is 9.9 million. So let's just call it 10 million. And I really think he'll ultimately get closer to 11, but let's call it 10 million, all right? So let's say you have to pay him 10 million, and James Bradbury's camp has already come out and said, hey, we're looking for 15 million plus. They're probably looking more for 17, 18 million. When you say 15, that means that's where it starts. That's not usually where it ends. But okay, let's just go with the premise of 15 million for him and 10 for Austin Hooper. So that's $25 million total per annual on a per annual basis for those two players. Would you rather go with that option A, of Bradbury and Hooper, an elite tight end, and what we believe to be a true number one corner, to solidify two spots that we have major holes at on the roster, $25 allotted for that? Or would you take that same $25 million and allot it to Bashaud Breeland? Let's say Bashaud is going to cost you, let's say Bashaud's going to cost you $12 million per. Let's say Kendall Fuller's going to cost you 8. That's 20. And because the Redskins are no longer in the Austin Hooper market because he went somewhere else, or you chose option B, you got to take a lesser tight end. And let's just throw out Darren Fells as a name, okay? Right now, his market value is right around $4.3 million, according to sportstrack.com. Let's just go with $5 million, okay? So Bashaud costs you 12, Kendall costs you 8, and Darren Fells costs you 5 for a total of $25 million. So keep in mind, Darren Fells is 34 years old. Kendall Fuller is 25, much like Hooper and James Bradbury, but Bashaud's a little bit older, right around 26, 27 years old. So which would you rather have? Option A, James Bradbury for 15 and Austin Hooper for 10, total of $25 million spent on two players that you assume will immediately come in and fill some A-plus roles for you as your number one tight end and your number one cornerback. So you're talking about a CB1 and a TE1, all right? Versus $25 million, that same 25 spent on two corners, maybe a guy that can man up the slot in Kendall Fuller. Don't know where he is in his play now. Okay, again, when he left us, we felt really good. When he's coming back, we don't know exactly what we're getting. And Bashaud Breeland, a guy that you think is a CB1, but really, I think I know what he is right now as a player. He's a good football player. I think James Bradbury's ceiling is a little bit higher, but okay, cool. You may be getting a CB1 and a CB3, all right, and a tight end TE2 in Darren Fells. He's nobody's number one tight end. And at 34 years old, you're probably signing him to a 2-year, $10 million contract, okay? So with an option potentially to get out after the first year. But that's the $25 million of option B. That's the option of $25 million with option A. Which would you choose? Option A, Bradbury and Hooper. Option B, Fuller, Breeland, and Fells. Okay? I just want to see where your head's at. How you're looking to disperse this money. All right? Brandon Sheriff is going to be back. I don't know about right now John Bostic. I know you guys heard the report that the Redskins are interested in bringing him back. I told you, and I think we talked about this on one of the previous shows, but just to rehash it quickly, I don't have a problem with John Bostic. I told you, I think he's an upgrade over Mason Foster. And if you put good football players around him, I think he'll be a solid, serviceable backup in this league. I do not want him starting, but in a pinch, if he's got to start 2 or 3 weeks, I don't mind John Bostic having to come into the lineup. And I know you heard the report. Remember, I told you I didn't think the Redskins were going to bring back both guards, Eric Flowers and Brandon Sheriff. I told you it was one or the other. I'm still skeptical on the Redskins bringing back Eric Flowers, but because if he makes it to free agency, I think he's going to be swooped up pretty early on in the process. So if the Redskins want Eric Flowers back, they need to reach a deal with him now before everyone else has a chance to. And if that doesn't get done, then I think they're going to lose him. But they reportedly are interested in bringing back Eric Flowers as well. Sheriff is going to either be tagged, and in case you haven't been following, the franchise tag deadline date for teams having to decide on whether they're going to franchise tag a player or not has been pushed back, which gives the Redskins more time to try to work out a long-term deal with Brandon Sheriff. At the end of the day, it doesn't have to be done by that tag period because I don't think there's another eligible player for the Redskins to tag anyway. So it's not like they got a tough choice like the Cowboys have to make in terms of Dak or Amari Cooper, which it's not a decision to make. If they don't have a long-term deal reached with Dak, they have to franchise him, and Amari Cooper's allowed to test free agency, and they'll probably lose him. So we don't have that kind of decision to make. It's Brandon Sheriff as the franchise tag guy, or no one else. So we're good. Either we're going to reach a deal with him before that deadline hits, or we're going to slap the franchise tag, and then we've got till July 16th, 15th, whatever it is, that middle of July date that they set for the period that you have until you have to reach a deal with these guys that are on the franchise tag, or else you have to wait until next year. So at the end of the day, we should be fine. Either way, I want you guys to make your decision. All right. So option A or option B, leave it down in the comment section. Can't wait to read your responses. And if you got a little extra sauce to add on to it, I'd love to hear that as well. Looking forward to your responses. And don't forget, Wednesday night, so tomorrow night, for those of you watching the video as soon as it comes out hot off the presses, Wednesday night, 8:30 p, we'll jump on the Redskins Report live. Looking forward to chopping it up with you guys. Lot to discuss. Free agency is just a little under a week away. The tampering period is less than a week away, which is when you're going to start to hear these deals coming out. You'll know by the time free agency starts whether the Redskins got their hands on any of these free agents and what has transpired. But we're coming up pretty close on free agency, and that's when all of the nonsense will truly begin. Looking forward to it, and we'll be chopping it up Wednesday night, 8:30 p, talking about our beloved Skins. I am a Redskins fan, etched in burgundy and gold. My Redskins spirit will never die. Redskins spirit will never fold until we meet again. Hail to our beloved Washington Redskins. I thank you guys for joining me. Look forward to chopping it up with you guys, and also look forward to reading your comments in the comment section to this little bit of a scenario that I've posed for you guys, and I'm looking for your responses. I think I have an idea of what way you guys are going to lean, but I'm going to keep that to myself. And I look forward to reading your responses, and hopefully I see you guys tomorrow night. In any event, I'm your man, Louie T, signing off. Remember, if it's not your man T, it's not the best NFL coverage. It could be. Until next time, you guys take care. Have a good one.
Louie T Network.